Okay. Okay, we're live.
Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. It is now 2 p.m. on July 11th, which is a Monday of 2022. Before we do jump into the agenda, I'm going to allow about 15 or 20 minutes to see if anybody who may have gone to the incorrect address will come here. So just sit with us for another 15 or so minutes, and then we'll go ahead and jump into the agenda and get this meeting started officially. Thank you. 20 minutes that we waited have passed. I do want to note for the record and for the live stream that we had it muted just as, again, we were just sitting here waiting to see if anybody else would show up during that time period. But since no one else has, I'm going to go ahead and go through our agenda item for today. So on behalf of the Executive Officer, King Simons, my name is Carol Araminen. I am the project manager for the Ramona Municipal Water District Reorganization proposal. Today, I'm also serving as the delegated hearing officer for today's meeting. So the purpose of the protest hearing, we are here today to conduct protest proceedings for the conditional approval of the Ramona Municipal Water District Reorganization. This protest hearing serves as an opportunity for landowners and for registered voters within the affected territory to submit or withdraw formal protests to the Commission's June 6 conditional approval of an application received by Ramona Municipal Water District to legally transfer fire protection and emergency medical services within its existing jurisdictional boundary from Ramona MWD to the San Diego County Fire Protection District. Now, the focus of this hearing is tied to whether landowners and or voters in Ramona Municipal Water District's jurisdictional boundary agree or disagree that the Ramona Municipal Water District should be empowered to transfer these services. So if you've come today to provide public comment, you will have an opportunity during the public comment period to speak. There'll be 3 minutes. We have speaker sets available to those interested, which again, there's nobody here, so probably don't have anybody to speak. Now, agenda item 3 is the public comments. Seeing we have no public comments today, I'm just going to go ahead and move on to agenda item number 4, which is the recitals of approval. So I will now go ahead and read into a record the resolution of approval by the Commission on June 6, 2022, which approved the Ramona Municipal Water District's reorganization. So just bear with me because this document is kind of long and I'm going to read it word for word. So it might be a little brutal just to sit through it, but thank you. All right, so San Diego County Local Agency Formation Commission making determinations and approving a reorganization and associated sphere of influence amendment. Ramona Municipal Water District Reorganization, divestiture of fire protection and emergency medical service functions, and concurrent annexation to San Diego County Fire Protection District. Conforming amendment to service-specific sphere of influence and expansion of activated fire protection and emergency medical service powers area for the San Diego County Fire Protection District. Docket file number RO22-03. Whereas the San Diego Local Agency Formation Commission completed a municipal service review on the Ramona region, finding existing fire protection and emergency medical service in the Ramona region are closely divided between Ramona MWD and San Diego County FPD, with both agencies contracting with CAL FIRE for day-to-day field operations. These dynamics suggest consolidating fire protection responsibilities under the San Diego County FPD's greater economies of scale would advantageously seek and enhance service levels and should be fully explored. And whereas on October 4th, 2021, the Commission approved a resolution adopting the written determinations in the municipal service review on the Ramona region, and on December 14, 2021, the Board of Directors of the Ramona Municipal Water District adopted a resolution of application initiating proceedings with the Commission for divestiture of fire protection and emergency medical service functions and a concurrent annexation to the San Diego County Fire Protection District pursuant to the Cortese-Knox-Hertzberg Local Government Reorganization Act of 2000. And whereas on February 8th, 2022, the Board of Directors of the San Diego County FPD adopted a resolution in support of Ramona MWD's resolution and directed county staff to take all necessary actions to transfer responsibility for fire protection and emergency medical services. And whereas on May 10th, 2022, the Board of Supervisors of the County of San Diego approved an applicable negotiated property tax exchange, and whereas the Commission's executive officer has reviewed the reorganization proposal and prepared a report with recommendations, and whereas the executive officer's report and recommendations on the proposal and need for a conforming service-specific sphere of influence amendment has been presented to the Commission in a manner provided by law, and whereas the Commission heard and fully considered all the evidence presented at a notice public hearing, along with reviewing the necessary conforming sphere of influence amendment for consistency under Government Section Code 56375.5. Now therefore be it resolved, the commission hereby finds, determines, and orders the following. 1. The hearing was held on the date set therefore, and due notice of said hearing was given in the manner required by law. Secondly, at the hearing, the commission called for, heard, and considered all public comments by interested parties and read and considered the executive officer's report. 3. Ramona MWD serves as a lead agency under the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, for the reorganization proposal and has determined the proposal is categorically exempt from environmental review under provision of state CEQA guidelines section 15320, changes of in organization of local agencies, because it would not change the geographic area where previously existing fire protection and emergency medical service powers were exercised. Additionally, the district has determined that the reorganization proposal is exempt under CEQA guidelines sections 1500, 15061B3, and 15378B5, as the proposal is an administrative and organizational action that does not change any existing land use or resulting construction of new facilities. There is no evidence of the divestiture/concurrent annexation involves any unusual circumstances that might cause significant effect on the environment, nor is there any currently known plant development for the affected territory at this time. Number 4, the commission serves as lead agency under CEQA in considering the conforming service-specific sphere of influence amendment. The commission finds the amendment to the service-specific sphere of influence of the San Diego County FPD for fire protection and emergency medical services to include the affected territory as modified qualifies as a project but is exempt from additional review per state CEQA guidelines 15061B3 and 15378B5. This exemption applies because spheres of influence are planning policies and amendments therein do not authorize any new uses or services, and as such provide certainty there will be no significant effect on the environment. Number 5, the commission approves the following sphere of influence amendment with modifications and subject to conditions as provided. Approval involves all of the following. A, the sphere of influence for San Diego County FPD is amended to include territory within the Ramona MWD's jurisdictional boundary, except for an approximately 3-acre portion of the Ramona MWD's jurisdictional boundary as shown in Exhibit A. 6, the commission's written statement of determinations addressing the mandatory factors required for consideration anytime spheres of influence are adopted, amended, or updated under Government Code Section 56425 are provided as Exhibit B. 7, the commission approves the reorganization and subject to conditions as provided. Approval involves all of the following. A, Ramona MWD's fire protection and emergency medical service powers are divested from its jurisdictional boundaries. B, San Diego County FPD will assume responsibility for fire protection and emergency medical services within the affected territory in the same or increased scope and manner as is currently provided with the following key features. Continued year-round operation of station numbers 80, 81, and 82 within Ramona MWD's jurisdictional boundary. Maintenance of and increase to 3 ALS engine companies at stations numbers 80, 81, and 82. Maintenance of paramedic ambulances at station numbers 80 and 81. Maintenance of a move-up and cover plan that provides coverage for Ramona MWD's jurisdictional boundary. Maintenance of facilities, apparatus, and equipment transferred from Ramona MWD. Provision of all ancillary services required to operate and provide the services within the Ramona MWD's territory, including dispatching, information technology, regional radio communication systems and repair, utilities, fuel, administrative support, budgeting for operational capital expenses, and other activities required to provide the services at the existing or increased levels. Provisions of fire protection services in Ramona MWD's jurisdictional boundary, including all fire plan check-in, building inspection activities, and maintenance of San Diego County FPD's urban search and rescue within Ramona MWD's jurisdictional boundary. C, San Diego County FPD's activated fire protection and emergency medical services power area is expanded to include Ramona MWD jurisdictional boundary, except for an approximately 3-acre portion of the Ramona MWD jurisdictional boundary from the annexation to San Diego County FPD as shown in Exhibit A. D, Ramona MWD and San Diego County FPD adhere to the following property tax exchange terms. 4.5% annual property tax growth shall be transferred from Ramona MWD to San Diego County FPD, and 1.8 million in base property tax revenue shall be transferred from Ramona MWD to San Diego FPD, and 1.5% annual growth in base revenue proportionate to the transfer of ATI shall be transferred from the County of San Diego General Fund to the San Diego County FPD. E, transfer all personal property related to the provision of fire protection and emergency medical services to San Diego County FPD, including but not limited to fire and emergency medical apparatuses, appurtenances, rolling stocks, tools, office furniture, fixtures, books, records, papers, and other equipment and supplies. F, the assignment to San Diego County FPD of any service agreements, licenses, permits, entitlements, or warranties related to the real or personal assets that transferred to San Diego County Fire FPD under this reorganization. San Diego County FPD assumes the authority to levy, assess, and/or collect all previously authorized fees, taxes, and charges levied and collected in support of fire or emergency medical services, including ambulance transport fees, Ramona MWD's fire paramedic tax based on equivalent dwelling units as provided in Ramona MWD Legislative Code Chapter 5.20, fire plan check fees, first responder fees, and all mitigation fees. H, an agreement between Ramona MWD and San Diego County FPD as evidenced by joint letter or agreement that in the event of a future transfer of fire protection and/or emergency medical services from San Diego County FPD to Ramona MWD or any other jurisdiction granted authority to provide fire protection and emergency medical services within the boundaries of Ramona MWD, it shall be the intent of both parties that the community-based real and personal property needed to provide fire protection and/or emergency medical services within the boundaries of Ramona MWD shall transfer to Ramona MWD or the other Ramona jurisdiction to the extent permitted by law. 8, the commission conditions the approvals on the following terms being satisfied by December 31st, 2022, unless an extension is requested and approved by the executive officer. A, completion of the 30-day reconsideration period provided under Government Code Section 56895. B, Ramona MWD's transfer to San Diego County FPD of real property, generally referenced as Fire Station Number 80, Fire Station Number 81, and Fire Station Number 82, by grant deed with a grant deed. At Fire Station Number 80, reserving an easement in favor of Ramona MWD for its continued operations and provision of water and wastewater services. C, San Diego County FPD's establishment of a 3-member Ramona Fire Advisory Board to assist San Diego County FPD in decision-making with respect to issues related to the provision of the services to the district's territory. Membership of the 3-member Ramona Fire Advisory Body shall consist of 1 member each from Ramona MWD, the Ramona Fire State Council, and the Ramona Community Planning Group. D, an agreement between Ramona MWD and San Diego County FPD regarding the payment of property tax revenues by Ramona MWD to San Diego County FPD for the provisions of the services by San Diego County FPD as the effective date through the date of the jurisdictional change being reflected on the County of San Diego tax roll. Such payments shall be made in an amount up to $1.8 million per fiscal year, prorated to the extent applicable, and reduced by any payments retained by Ramona MWD for the purposes of undertaking the following actions and activities to the extent permissible under the terms of the applicable lease or agreements. Pay off lease purchase debt from engine number 80. Pay off lease purchase debt from medic ambulance 80. Re-chassis, of the reserve ambulance and or purchase additional ambulance to serve as a new frontline medic ambulance 82. E, the agreement regarding the exchange of property taxes shall include a provision specifying the timeline for completion of the activities, which provision shall acknowledge that Ramona MWD shall make its best efforts to complete the activities within the specified timeline. Ramona MWD shall not be liable for delays in completing activities due to issues or circumstances beyond Ramona MWD's control, including but not limited to delays associated with supply chain. And Ramona MWD shall not be responsible for any costs or runs associated with the activities beyond the amount of the remaining property tax revenue retained by it. San Diego County FPD's assumption of all liabilities associated with the transfer of real and personal property under this reorganization, unless the executive officer receives notification in the form of a joint letter or agreement from Ramona MWD and San Diego County FPD that the agents have agreed to an alternative arrangement. G, Ramona MWD's submittal to the commission of a final map and geographic description of the affected territory as approved by the commission, conforming to the requirements of the State Board of Equalization Tax Services Division. H, Ramona MWD's submittal to the commission of the following payments. A check made payable to LAFCO in the amount of $100 to reimburse for filing 2 CEQA notices of exemption consistent with the findings in this resolution.
A check made payable to LAFCO in the amount of $915.20 to reimburse for the public hearing notice publication. And lastly, a check made payable to the State Board of Equalization for processing fees in the amount of $3,500. 9, the reorganization is assigned for the following short-term title, Ramona Municipal Water District Reorganization. 10, the affected territory as designated by the Commission is inhabited as defined in Government Code Section 56046. 11, the Commission delegates to the Executive Officer performing all conducting authority proceedings requirements under Government Code Section 57000 and consistent with policy. 12, all subject agencies utilize the regular assessment law of the County of San Diego. 13, the effective date of the proposal shall be the date of recordation of the certificate of completion. And 14, as allowed under Government Code Section 56107, the Commission authorizes the Executive Officer to make non-substantive corrections to this resolution to address any technical defect, error, irregularity, or omission. So this resolution was unanimously passed 8-0 on June 6, 2022. And that concludes the resolution action by the Commission. Thank you for bearing with me while I read through that. That was alrighty. So on to agenda item 4B. We have received one protest prior to today's hearing. Now, agenda item 4C is our invitation to invite landowners and or registered voters that have not already done so to submit written protests. You also have the option to withdraw previously filed protests should you desire to do so. Now, seeing no additional submissions, that gives us a total of one protest on file as a preliminary count. Alrighty, I will go ahead and just announce that we needed to have all protests filed and received by staff today at the close of this July 11th meeting, which I am now going to call adjourned at 2:37 p.m. on July 11th, 2022. Thank you.